Good afternoon, all. My name is Matthew Foran, the Senior Program Manager at leAD Sport and Health Tech Partners. I hope you're all enjoying this amazing conference, highlighting the innovation and advancement in sports, health, and wellness that truly positions Taiwan as a leader in the space. Before I begin, I would like to directly greet Deputy Director General, Mrs. Betty Hu, from the Small and Medium Enterprise Administration of the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Managing Partner, Mr. Arthur Chen from BE Health Ventures, CEO, Mr. Yu Liu from Giant Group, Dr. Wayne Hong from Shouchuan Memorial Hospital, and Chairman Danny Hong from Aspect Sports Technology Co., and all the lovely guests who are here today. Again, much appreciation for Mrs. Betty Hu and the Startup Terrace for giving myself and leAD Sport the opportunity as a keynote speaker at this event. It's my great privilege and first time participating in the Startup Carnival, otherwise known as the Meet Greater South in Taiwan. Taiwan is known for the image of innovation, technology, and creative thinking. So thank you again for your invitation. Let's work together to think big, start small, and finally scale fast. And with that, I'll ask everyone here today my opening question: what is driving sport and health? Before we dive into this question, the presentation I've prepared today will also look into the journey of leAD, as I'm sure most people are asking who or what is leAD. After which I will touch on the evolution of connected athletes, the rise of data, before discussing the intersection of sports and health. So, leAD stands for the legacy of Adi Dassler, the founder of Adidas. The venture platform was born from the family of Adi when they asked themselves, what would he be doing today? As a creative individual, they came to the conclusion that he would be supporting like-minded individuals and founders. And so in 2016, they set up the first sports-specific accelerator in Germany. The gap that they identified proved to be fruitful, and now we have over 40 companies in that European portfolio. However, over time, we noticed that not only were sports products becoming more advanced, but also technologies traditionally siloed in health tech were becoming available to the everyday consumer. As the market was advancing, leAD was also advancing. So in 2020, leAD launched a health and wellness accelerator in Lake Nona, Florida, in partnership with Tavistock Development Group and the Lake Nona City as well, which is a master planned city of the future. What we initially called the Academy, the Sports and Health Tech program, identifies the best companies from around the world across the verticals: fan engagement, connected athletes, and health and well-being. As mentioned, Lake Nona is also a master planned medical city, an extremely innovative location to incubate the technologies of tomorrow. And we're very lucky to be there. And our goal doesn't stop there. We've also, from the success of those programs, has set up a $30 million sports and health tech fund. We already have a $50 million Series A fund, and we'll aim to complete the life cycle to support our companies as they go to market. And it's not just Germany and Lake Nona that we're in. So we don't just run programs in the West. This year, with our amazing partners, Toyoshima and Miyabi Ventures from Japan, we ran our first APAC program, which supported 10 companies on their international expansion strategy. Through our research, we really see the APAC region as a leader in the health and wellness space. And of course, there's no better place right now than Taiwan. And again, it's not just leAD. We can't do it alone. We have the support of over 175 mentors, countless partners, and a network of investors who trust our position in the market. So with that, I think it's time to start answering the question, or simply asking the question, what is driving sports and health tech? So First, we'll look at the evolution and the rise of sports tech. So back when leAD was in its infancy, our thesis revolved around the advancement of speed-based technologies like GPS units or inertial measurement, also consumer awareness of data from the likes of Apple Health and Google Health Kit, and the introduction of kind of global or mass heart rate monitoring. What we saw was that the technology in professional sports began to find its way into the hands of the everyday athlete. The understanding of heart rate data and its potential was on the rise, thanks to the growth of Strava and also other trackers like Garmin. And additionally, wearable trackers were rising in popularity as they started to bridge the gap of fashion, so wrist-worn wearables and finger-worn wearables. So in this era of sports and health tech, performance tracking and community formed the basis of growth. So through technology, people were now able to interact or comment or give kudos on other people's activities. However, it wasn't until the advent of gamification that this data began to not only provide insights into lifestyle, but also encourage people to take up what were once deemed fringe sports or highly competitive sports. With the onset of new interactive technologies, data was available in real time and could have a meaningful impact on your training and also your feeling of togetherness. As the data game advanced, so too did the real game. Not only could professionals up their game, everyday athletes could also train like or even with their favorite pro. Additionally, these technologies also lowered the barrier to entry for living a healthier lifestyle. So through data and advanced technologies, the fitness world began to decentralize. And when we look at the results, it's really impressive. So the result of that wellness wave from the pandemic showed us that wearable device spending totaled almost $82 billion US, which was a huge increase of more than 18% on the previous year. This resulted in shipping volumes drastically increasing and more consumers purchasing at-home technologies. Of course, we can assume that there was some inflation during the pandemic, but when we look into the deeper layers, it's really the trends that we're confident will stick. And with that, we'll start to jump into the collision of sport and health tech. So the largest shift that I personally seen within this space is what I like to call the shift from fitness 2.0 to wellness 3.0. And there's likely still another shift to come. 4.0 and 5.0 are definitely on the horizon. But when we look at fitness 2.0, Aura, Whoop, Fitbit, I think they've done an amazing job of squeezing the most out of the possible data you can capture from heart rate and heart rate variability, and couple that with different assessments that you can capture through the app. And already they're looking to incorporate metabolic-based tracking in their technology. So again, whether this is oxygen monitoring or if it's glucose monitoring, this is the way that they're thinking at the moment. So already we've seen Fitbit and Aura come out with an oxygen monitoring solution, while others will be looking towards glucose, hydration, cortisol, or lactate. So heart rate has already given us amazing insights into fitness, whereas sleep and nutrition and lifestyle, these are the metabolic metrics that are next. And in my opinion, this 4.0, whether it's a fitness 4.0 or a wellness 4.0, will see a switch from invasive and minimally invasive technologies, such as Orico and Super Sapiens with a minimally invasive patch, reduced to non-invasive, similar to what a company called SM24 are doing at the moment, complete non-invasive capturing of glucose data. And when we look to the future of where this can really go, longevity and personalization are the mega trends. So it's looking back and seeing what's happening now, how this feeds into a long-term trend. As humans, I feel we don't only want to live forever, but we also want to live the healthiest lives for as long as we possibly can. And with that, consumer knowledge is rising and consumer behavior is changing as well. So what we need to do is capitalize on this and focus on building consumer-centric products and services. So again, not thinking with the mind of a parent, a teacher, or a doctor, but really trying to look at things through the lens of the consumer and asking yourself, how would this impact my life? What habits or what data would benefit me right now? And how does that affect my long-term overall? So I think from this, the next frontier, what will drive sports and health tech forward will be the areas of nutrition and capturing biometric data to create different stress profiles, interventions that can be pushed to prevent stressful moments from happening. Again, thinking along the lines of heart rate and hypertension, how to prevent a hypertensive moment before it actually happens and understanding the profile. And of course, sleep. So again, with oxygen monitoring technology democratizing and working in a wearable setting, the ability to manage sleep apnea, sleep quality, again, will improve drastically. So in closing, what we knew in the beginning was that sports tech was already on the rise. It was already moving quickly before the pandemic. Since then, the shift in consumer behavior and knowledge has probably been more tectonic than we realized. What we're seeing at the moment is the shift from heart rate and speed-based technologies to metabolic-based technologies and trying to capture that information to give us better profile, as I mentioned, on our nutrition, our epigenetics, our sleep as well. And then as we look to the future, I really see longevity as a trend, however we individually look to define that, as the future of digital health as it stands from a consumer-facing model. And with that, I'll ask everybody to not forget to ask your fellow delegates what's driving sports and health tech today. So again, big thank you to everyone. That's my name, my LinkedIn. And again, I'd be more than happy to connect with everyone, but most importantly, have a wonderful, wonderful conference. And it was a pleasure to speak with everyone today. Thank you.